Children are the God's most precious creation, the world's most valuable resource, and the best hope for the future. Children are like wet cement. Whatever falls on them makes an impression. The UN Convention on the Rights of the Child describe a child as any person under the age of 18 years is a child, has wide range of children's right, including the rights to education and the right to be protected from economic exploitation. The Millennium Development Goal under UN banner states education for all. This goal implies that all children in the world should complete a full course of primary education by 2015. In contrast to the significant growth of educational sector all over the world, Pakistan's statistics are in dismal state. World's third largest out-of-school population lives in Pakistan. 43% of the total population of Pakistan cannot read or write. 7.8 million children are out of school merely due to poverty. 3.8 million children aged between 5 to 14 years are forced to do child labor. And in contrast to these staggering statistics, Pakistan's total budget on education is 1 to 2% of its GDP. The pale morning light of the rising sun falls on young children waking up to a lost childhood and sunken dreams. On empty stomachs and with empty hand, carrying a heavy burden of all their tomorrows on their small shoulders, they set out to make their living. As their steps tread the routes carved by their financial needs, they pass school children fortunate enough to be going the other way. When the lives and the rights of children are at stake, there must be no silent witnesses. It was this sense of religious, moral, national and humanitarian responsibility towards the nation that inspired a movement 15 years back. Child Care Foundation of Pakistan emerged as a result of tireless efforts of well-reputed names in the country to combat the issue of child labor in Pakistan through education and rehabilitation. CCF team comprises of individuals of high integrity from different walks of life in the fields of human rights, UN bodies, law, public service and representatives of the industrial sector.
और हुआ ये ऐसे कि पाकिस्तान के जो एक्सपोर्ट जा रहे थे आज से कुछ दिहाई पहले, तो यूरोप में, अमेरिका में लोगों ने उनको ख़रीदना बंद कर दिया क्योंकि उनका ये ख्याल था कि इन प्रोडक्ट्स में ये चाइल्ड लेबर इन्वॉल्व है। तो हम सब बैठे और फैसला मैंने ये किया कि चाइल्ड केयर फाउंडेशन बनाएंगे एंड दिस विल बी डेडिकेटेड टू ए डायनेमिक पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टनरशिप which will be centered on the dignity of the child, on the protection of his human rights. The effort was that we will create schools to gradually weave them away from poor families ताकि वो हमारे माशरे में एक मुस्तकबिल के लिए अच्छे शहरी बन सकें।
CCF's mission is to undertake community development programs at the grassroots level in education, health and vocational training sectors for the poverty alleviation, women empowerment, elimination and rehabilitation of all forms of child labor. The CCF has the following objectives. Number 1. Combat all forms of child labor under UN, ILO conventions. Number 2. Set up formal, non-formal schools for underprivileged children. Number 3. Mainstream primary middle-class children into government schools. Number 4, impart vocational skills training to school children, especially girls. Number 5, undertake variety of innovative development programs in rural areas. Number 6, mobilize various segments of civil society on the issue of child education. The CCF's journey has been long and not an easy one, but it has successfully managed to reach its primary goal, changing lives of underprivileged children through quality education. The paramount hurdle CCF had to face at the very onset of its fight against child labor was at the hands of the primitive mindset that stubbornly resisted the idea of child education.
ਪਾਲਰ ਚਲਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਭੇਜੀਏ ਪੜਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਘਰ-ਬਾਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਕਰਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਰੇ ਸੀ ਬਾਜੀ ਗੱਲ ਤੇ ਸੁਣੋ ਦਰਵਾਜ਼ਾ ਕੇ ਬੰਦ ਕਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਰਵਾਜ਼ਾ
Door-to-door campaign and persistent counseling of children's families, elders and community as a whole helped CCF to win through its steadfast resolve to bring positive change in the lives of millions of underprivileged children and their communities.
मेरी बच्ची आप पढ़ी 5 पढ़ के ਤਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਹੀ ਦਾਖਲਾ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਸਕੂਲ ਚੋਂ ਤੇ ਮਾਸ਼ਾਅੱਲਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਟਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਉਹ ਕਿਤੇ ਵੀ ਤੇ ਐਨਕਾਂ ਵੀ ਅਵਲ ਨੰਬਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਹੀ ਆਈ ਪਾਸ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਅਗਾ ਹੁਣ ਵੇਖੋ ਵੀ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਹੁਣ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾਖਲਾ ਇਹ ਹੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਇਹ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਆ ਪਿੰਡ ਵਾਲਾ ਖੁੱਲ ਜਾਵੇ ਤੇ ਚਲੋ ਬੱਚੀਆਂ ਦੂਰ ਨਾ ਜਾਣ ਜਵਾਨ ਬੱਚੀਆਂ ਹੁਣ ਮਾਸ਼ਾਅੱਲਾ ਹੋ ਗਈਆਂ
CCF's accomplishments at a glance. CCF has been very successful in bringing positive change in the lives of underprivileged. But our major accomplishment is the mental breakthrough of backward communities. Presently, 4,200 plus children seeking primary middle education from 115 non-formal education centers and formal schools. 230,000 people directly benefited from CCF programs and projects. 673 plus non-formal schools set up by CCF across Pakistan. 25,544 carpet weaving children alone provided primary level education. 9,650